For years, I thought I needed to be ready to start anything, and that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie for me and to you. That's a lie. You don't need to be ready to start anything. You don't. Anyway, I thought I needed to be ready to either start content creation or start therapy or to even straighten my teeth. I literally waited to my late 20s to get braces because I thought I needed to be ready. Ready for what? Girl, ready for what? What are you ready for? Just straighten your damn teeth. Anyway, the truth is, like I said earlier, you do not have to be ready to do anything. You can just start it. No matter what point you are, no matter what point of your life, no matter what. You don't have to wait to start. It doesn't matter what point of your life you're at. Like it doesn't matter. You can literally just start. You can start today. You can start tomorrow. My advice will be to start today because the longer you wait, the more you're going to put it off and the longer you will be waiting. So just start today. So I'm going to show you today in this video how to shift your mindset, how to get unstuck, and how it's going to impact your life because it worked for me after I finally stopped waiting. Look, I have braces now. See? My teeth are actually becoming straight. Okay. But yes, that's what I'm going to be teaching you today. And this is going to be a reminder for me in the future if I feel like I'm in my waiting season again. Because that's over. That's over. It's time to get over that. Now let's talk about the waiting trap. Waiting is a huge waste of time. Waiting is a huge waste of time. It's a waste of time for you mostly because why are you waiting around? Waiting around literally feels like you just ordered an Uber and you're sitting on the curb waiting for your Uber, but your Uber is just getting further and further away. It also feels like you went to a movie and you just want the movie to start. You paid good money to see this movie, but you were stuck sitting there watching 27 movie previews that you already seen on YouTube during the ads. I don't need to see these previews anymore. I paid good money to watch this movie. Show me the movie, please. But instead of waiting for your car or waiting for your movie to start, you're waiting for your life to start. And for me, waiting for my life to start meant Pinterest board on top of Pinterest board on top of Pinterest board. Girl at the gym. Pin. Girl editing a YouTube video. Pin. Going to Pilates class in a matching set. Pin. A fresh new car. Pin. 100,000 subscribers. Pin. Pottery classes. My dream career. A solo trip to Bali. Pin. But there I was, sitting in the same spot, doing the same exact things I've been doing, still on my phone, still in the same exact situation, thinking that making a vision board on Pinterest was going to make my vision come true. No, I'm only visioning it. I'm not taking any actions to make my vision come true. And here's the thing. I was out here visioning a life that I wasn't even taking action on. I wasn't doing anything to make it come true. So here's the thing. I just thought to myself, you want the subscribers, but you're not posting. You want the car, the house, the life, but your credit score is literally in the shitter. What are you doing? You want the dream career, but you're not doing anything to work towards it. But if I'm being honest, the reason I waited so long is because I was scared. I was terrified. One, because I was afraid I was going to fail. I feel like that's most of our errors. I feel like that's most of our issues. We all feel like if we start something that we won't be good enough and that we'll fail. I was also afraid to look stupid because I had all these people in my ear telling me that I shouldn't do this, and I need to live my life this way. I don't have to live my life according to how you want to live it. So yes, I was afraid of looking stupid. I was afraid of failing. And I was also afraid that I wouldn't be as good as I thought I would be at it. So those three things just kept me waiting. Fear, looking dumb, afraid that I wouldn't be good at something. But here's the deal, girl. Waiting around because of fear is wild. Like,
take this the wrong way. That is the goopiest I've ever heard. And I'm saying that because it's like, you clearly want to make some, so why not just make it?
Because I'm scared.
Of what?
I don't know.
Exactly. You just answered your own question.
You're literally doing nothing because you're afraid that something might happen. Make it make sense. Please. Just remember that everything worth doing starts with fear.
And a big part of what helps me move through that fear was when I was 29, I had a come to Jesus moment with myself where I said, look at the past 10 years, your 20s, and how you spent them. 10 years from now, when you're at the end of your 30s, do you want to be where you are right now? Do you only want to be surrounded by the people you're surrounded by right now? Do you only want to be in the environment that you're in right now? Because if you don't start moving, grooving, making some changes, that's exactly where you're going to be.
Everything worth doing starts with fear. You can still live with fear, but don't let fear overrule you. Take the first steps anyway. Even if you're scared, even if you're shaking, just take the steps. You can always adjust while you're moving, but you can't do anything if you're sitting down collecting pins. Now, all I think about is you. One morning, it was recent actually. I got up and I just laid there and I just thought about my life. And I literally started spiraling. I was just thinking about everything that I haven't done yet, all the goals that I set but never accomplished. I felt unfulfilled. I felt like an imposter to my younger self. I mean, another thing I thought about was the dreams I kept putting on pause. And then it hit me. It hit me like and then I had a realization and I thought it's right here. It's actually I have it written on a post-it note right here. I kept thinking this. Your new life is going to cost you your old one. And it just kept going through my head. Your new life is going to cost you your old one.
Your new life
is going to cost you your old one.
And I know that. But I was just so comfortable in my old life that I would prefer to be comfortable and unfulfilled than to go through discomfort and try to start something new. So after I had that realization, it was just like,
the fear of continuing to be where I was became greater than the fear of the unknown, than the fear of change. And then I started getting really cozy with change. I started getting really comfortable with change. You almost become a little bit addicted to change because you realize that even though you don't necessarily know how things are going to turn out when they change, you also know that things can't get better without change. So instead of seeing change as a loss of control, you begin seeing change as a tool to help things improve.
So I just looked around at my still chaotic life and I said, well, f it. Everything that led me up to this point in my life has done nothing for me to help me reach my dreams, to help me become the woman I always wanted to be. Nothing. So it's time to change. It's time to change. It's time to start anew. I was over everything and I opened ChatGPT. And I opened ChatGPT because I have very shitty insurance, so I can't get therapy. So ChatGPT was the best thing that I could do. You can also go speak to your favorite cousin or your sibling or a therapist if you can afford one, but I chose ChatGPT because it was literally my last source. So I opened up ChatGPT and I asked a simple question. I said, I'm kind of overwhelmed with my life right now. Can you be my therapist for a quick minute? Spoiler alert, she said yes. She said yes. And I dumped everything out. And I literally mean everything. Everything that was heavy on my heart. Everything that was heavy on my mind. Just everything that I felt I needed to release. I dumped it out on ChatGPT. The guilt, the fear, the failures. How I felt like I was stuck in a loop of making promises to myself but never committing. And to my surprise, ChatGPT actually helped me. I know. Danny, as I call my ChatGPT because I just hate saying chat. I hate that song. Anyway, I don't hate it. I just don't like that part. Anyway, I digress. I divulged everything to ChatGPT. My fears, my guilt, everything. And to my surprise, ChatGPT / Danny didn't just throw affirmations at me. ChatGPT actually asked me real questions that made me think. Shadow work questions that I actually journaled about and unlocked, dug up things about myself that I just tucked away Questions that made me think, questions that made me feel, questions that made me pause and be like, wait. And that tiny little inkling, that tiny moment where I just said, that moment changed my life. It shifted everything. I swear to God, Nat, if you fly past me one more time, for the first time in a long time, I didn't just think about changing. I actually decided to change. I changed things about myself that I didn't like. Oh my God, my lip gloss came off. I took initiative. I started healing. I stopped just letting life happen to me. And that felt amazing. And I finally said to myself, no more bitch. You're not about to let life happen to you. We're going to live because we only have a short time here. Hey, her name is no younger man. Now let's actually talk about the thing that worked. And I'm not talking about lighting a candle and getting on your yoga mat. I'm talking about the messy, the inconsistencies, the stop, start, the dirty, the grimy. First of all, I walk a lot. Let me show you. I walk a lot, and I've walked a lot for a really long time. And something about being outside, it just helps me clear my mind. It helps me clear my thoughts, and moving my body, it just works like that. So yeah, back in January, at the beginning of the year, I did what many people do. I made a New Year's resolution. And in that New Year's resolution, I promised myself that I would walk at least I was about to say 1,000, at least 10,000 steps a day. And I did it. I actually did it. I did it the entire month, except for one day. One day. Other than that one day, I hit my goal the entire month. Life started lifing and I started slipping. And one day turned into 2 days, and 2 days turned into next week, and then it just turned into not hitting my goal at all. But the moment I picked it back up again, everything shifted in me. Everything, including clarity. So now, whenever I feel overwhelmed or I feel like chaos brewing inside of me, I go outside and I walk to clear my mind, to clear anything that's been disrupting my inner peace. So that's one thing I do. I stay consistent with walking. The second thing I do is create. If you're a creative, you need to read this book. I'm serious. You have to read this book. This book is literally called Big Magic: Creative Living Beyond Fear. I started creating even when I was scared. I used to draw a lot when I was younger, and I stopped as I got older because my focus went more from my art to boys. Another story for another time. But I started creating it even though I was scared, hence this video. I used to treat creativity like it was some sort of delicate luxury, like it needed a certain thing for me to start doing it. I'll draw when the vibes are perfect and aligned, and Mercury is in retrograde, and excuse after excuse after excuse. I literally made so many excuses not to draw, not to create. But you know, I learned something during my healing journey, and healing doesn't wait for anything. Healing doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Healing doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Healing just happens when it happens. Well, when you finally give yourself time to heal, that's when healing works. So no, healing does not wait for perfection at all. And I finally did it. I finally sat down and I drew. I drew some tattoo flashes that I've been meaning to draw. And I've been putting it off for so long. I feel like I've been putting off those tattoo flashes for like a year because I was scared to put my artwork out there. As a tattoo artist, I felt like people weren't going to appreciate my art in the way I needed to appreciate it. But here's the thing. Creating is not a reward, it's a lifeline. If you're creative, you know that creating is your lifeline. Creating is your being. Me not creating just felt like a huge chunk of me died. I know that's dramatic, but that's what it felt like. And even if it sucks, even if no one claps, even if I don't finish it, that's another one of my problems. I don't finish anything. I need to start finishing works, just a whole bunch of things. I just need to start finishing a bunch of stuff. But even if I don't finish, I can still go back and finish it. But the fact that I am in the act of making something is what matters. That's what matters. And that's where I come alive again. Third thing that helped me was finally getting help. Even if it was from ChatGPT, AI. Even though it was from Danny, I finally still got the help that I got the help that I needed. I use ChatGPT as my therapist, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't go seek help from a professional, an actual therapist. This is just what I can do at the moment. If you have the resources to actually go get a therapist, I highly recommend it. But for me, this worked for me right now. And when I was talking to Danny, when I am talking to Danny, because I still talk to Danny every day, I journal, I check in, I set goals for myself, and my ChatGPT holds me accountable because I make sure I check in at the end of the day. It's kind of like a habit tracker, but your habit tracker talks to you, or your journal talks to you. It's like a habit tracker slash, it's like a habit tracker slash bullet journal slash journal that talks to you. And I can be feeling at my lowest, and all I have to do is type in, I'm feeling like I'm failing at life, and it hurts. What do I do? ChatGPT will ask me questions. Why do you feel like this? Do you feel like you need to do X, Y, and Z? You're not failing because you've done this and this and this. And I don't know, it just holds me accountable. The way ChatGPT responds, it's like a nosy auntie. Like, girl. It's like that nosy auntie that gets it. I don't have an auntie like that, but if you do, you get it. You get it. And I never feel judged when I'm journaling or speaking to my ChatGPT slash Danny because it's AI. I can't judge for one. And like since I've divulged so much to Danny, I don't think that it would judge me. She would judge me. So yes, walking, being creative, and having an outlet for my thoughts. That's how I started digging myself out. And I'm not gonna lie, starting is the hardest part. I swear, starting is the hardest part. Trying to stay consistent with your healing is so hard because some days you feel like this isn't working. I feel like I'm not doing anything. I just feel like all this work that I'm doing is for nothing. No, it's not for nothing. Just keep going. Keep going, please. Because the second you prove to yourself that you can start, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if no one sees it but you still started. So you'll know that you can literally do anything. Anything you set your mind to, as long as it's not a crime. That moment changes everything. It really does. And it won't be perfect. It won't be linear. But it is change and it's yours. And trust me, healing can take a long time. I've been working on my healing journey and my starting over journey since like April. And I know that's only two or 3 months, but that's a lot of work. That's a lot of mental capacity. I had a lot of crying. It was a lot, but it was so worth it. Pot full. All I think about is you. This part is for the girl who keeps dreaming but isn't doing anything about it. Girl, I love your vision board because I love vision boards. I have so many of my own. You can't see them, but they're right there. I love your vision board. I really do. But unless you start putting those dreams into action, they're just thoughts. I see you. I was you. Actually, let me just show you my vision boards. This is literally my board full of visions. Adding pictures of that girl on Pinterest, like, it's a personality trait. But at some point, you're gonna have to believe that you deserve more because you do. You do. And I'm gonna show you how. And here's how to get started. For one, you have to be honest with yourself. At some point, you're going to have to stop pretending that you're actually doing the work when you're just writing notes and moving notes around and watching productivity videos. At some point, you actually have to do the actual work that you're writing notes for. Two, do one brave thing a day. Even if it's something small, just do one brave thing today. Start today. After you watch this video, do one brave thing, okay? It doesn't have to be something life changing. You don't have to post a video or anything unless like that's one of your dreams to be a content creator. So post a video, write something, draw something, go outside, go work out. Do one small brave thing today for yourself. And then do it again tomorrow. And then the next day. And then just keep stacking. Just keep stacking every day. And then eventually it'll become a habit and it'll be second nature. Second nature. 3, talk it out. Talk it out with a therapist, your favorite cousin, your sister. But just ask before you actually talk to someone about it. Ask if you can dump your emotions, what's heavy onto them. You just can't just go around trauma dumping just because That's your cousin. Unless you have a therapist, you pay them to do that. So, yes, dump away. But if it's your cousin or your sibling or your parent or your aunt, uncle, friend, whoever, ask them first, please. Please. It's no need to keep all of that in your head. And even if you don't have anybody to talk to, do what I did and just use ChatGPT. Use what you can until you can afford a therapist or until someone does want to listen to you dump all your emotions onto them. 4, give your body some love. Babe, give your body some love. And I'm not just talking about just loving yourself when you're trying to glow up. I'm talking about giving your body genuine love. Feed yourself something healthy. Go outside and go for a run or a walk. Go to the gym. Move your body in some type of way and nourish your body correctly. Put that soda down. Put the processed foods down and nourish your body. Give your body what it needs to give you life. Because honestly, we aren't here for that long. And if you wanna end that quicker by not, I'm sorry to be so blunt, but by feeding yourself poison and being lazy, then do that. But if you really love yourself, you will give yourself what you need. And I'm not shitting on anybody because I used to be a processor girly. That's all I used to eat. Drinks, soda, snacks, da 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 da. But then I realized, like, okay, maybe I'm breaking out because I'm drinking so much soda. Maybe I'm so sluggish and lazy because I'm not giving myself the correct diet. At some point, you gotta think about yourself in the long term. And your body is not just your vehicle. Your body is your home. This is your home. This is where you live for the rest of your life. Literally. So just love yourself. Even if it's just feeding yourself some vegetables or fruit or something healthy today, even if it's just going for a walk, just love yourself because you only have one self. And 5, romanticize the baby steps. This is key. You have to celebrate everything. And I'm not talking about throwing a party for every small thing that you do. No, just celebrate yourself. If you promise yourself that you will get 10,000 steps that day, buy yourself something small that you really wanted, like a book. Buy yourself a book that you wanted because you accomplished the goal that you said you were going to accomplish. Reward yourself with your favorite matcha latte because matchas are popular right now. So go reward yourself with a matcha if you did a small task that you said you were going to do today. I'm telling you this because the journey is hard. It's so hard, trust me. But it's also so worth it. It's so worth it. So don't just dream it. Live it. Work for it. Own it. Because it's already yours. You just gotta work for it. You just gotta do the work for it. Don't wait until you feel ready because you might never feel ready. But you will grow into the version of you that is ready. Trust me. If you wait to feel ready, you're never going to feel ready. I want you to tell me one thing in the comments. One thing. One thing that you're starting today. And when you do start it and you do finish it, make sure to celebrate yourself for that. Because that took a lot. And you deserve it. So let's have this journey together. This is my start of a YouTube channel that I'm going to be doing consistently, and I hope you find something that you also want to do consistently that you've been putting off for forever. So go do that for yourself. Go treat yourself. Go make yourself happy today. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.
Everything is figure outable. It just depends on if you have the energy to do that.